Yo, yo, yo. Good morning. What is up, Sand Dollar? Good morning to you. Happy Veterans Day. Alright, sorry, I was sharing the stream link around. Good morning, Matty Ice. Good morning. Oh, yeah, sorry about last night, Matty. I just didn't get back on, honestly. Looks like FIFA is down to play again, though. You hit the hay? Yeah, that's what I did. I don't know what it is. This week, I've just been going to sleep, like, super early. Not even planning it, either. Just happen to get super tired early. I don't know why. Today should be a pretty good day, though. We are opening a little bit lower. Pretty much right at, like, the deciding level. The closest deciding level we have on the bigger and smaller time frames. Around 680, so... We will be opening... We were below it, but we're actually a little bit above it now in the pre-market, so... Short-term direction really does come from here, but you can really use these two levels as your trigger. So if you happen to see, like, it fail this level, it come down here, and it not really break this level and just build some higher lows, you know, that's a good dip buy potential. 670 at 60 with the previous day, 50%. You could even look for passive triggers above 680 again. If that scenario even happens, right now we're above 680. Towards the previous day high area, which is just a larger time frame, 50%. And then above that, it's almost open skies. On the larger time frames, you have 686, and then I almost have the same thing, even if I try to include another level there. So there's a lot of room towards 686, which, again, I'll probably try to put a level in between, like, I don't know, like 683.50 or something, just so it's not, you know, such a crazy first target for everybody. So I'll probably do something like that. But yeah, should be fine. Is the market open? Yeah. Oh, Kid answered. Good morning, Kid. As she said, yes, but the bond market is closed. A lot of your like loan offices and banks are going to be closed today, but your equity market, which is what we look at, is still open. In the eyes of the equity market, Veterans Day is like just another day. But yeah, so short-term game plan, guys, definitely revolves around 680. Also, if you are in the Discord, make sure to go check the VIP floor. I made sure to repost Triple Q as well as kind of update what happened with Tesla and Meta from overnight to now. So make sure to go check that if you haven't already. I also posted SPX levels there. And then in the levels channel, of course, I posted SPY as usual. Good morning. Good morning. And yeah, honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how well everyone did yesterday. So I won't be surprised if my chat's a little bit like not as active today, just because of how well everyone did yesterday. So I bet some people just take the day off, or maybe they watch the market, but they try not to trade as much. Hopefully, but should be a fine day. We talked about it yesterday, but today has a very high chance of being an inside bar. A day that just kind of stays within the yesterday's high and the yesterday's low. So very high chance of that, just because of how much movement we experienced from Friday all the way to the end of the day yesterday. So very high chance of that. If not, and we do see a hold of 680 like we discussed already, there's very good chances of not just seeing previous day high, but maybe even those higher levels like 686 that we see up there. So, and then I put 683.50 in between, if anybody didn't notice, just because I think it'd be a little weird for us to be like, yeah, above 682, go to 686. Yeah, I think calling out a $4 move on an intraday chart is just a little crazy. So something in between, just keep it a little passive, would be nice, like a good just psychological level. I bet some people in our chat think the market's closed today. But I didn't say anything about it because the market's not closed today. Which that also might be another reason that I didn't even think about yesterday. Another reason to add on to why today could be an inside bar type day. Not just because of the amount of movement in such a short period of time, but also just because of the timing. With other markets closed, it might have a lower volume type day as well. But you never know. We could break previous day high and push and have a pretty incredible Tuesday. But yep, good morning, good morning. Make sure to drop a like on the stream if you are tuning in. Highly appreciated. Yesterday, honestly, you guys are insane. Yesterday we got like 52 likes or something like that. Or 50. That was pretty insane. Is it going to pause? Yeah, 52. Well, 51. 52 if you count me. I had to like it just to see how high I'd go. But that was pretty cool. Very incredible start to the week. Kind of a weird timing, Veterans Day on a Tuesday. You know, it's not like on a Monday against the weekend, or on a Friday against the weekend. It's kind of in the middle of the week a little bit. And I bet a bunch of you know people that are off work today, just because there are plenty of employees that are off today. What's up, Sheeptastic? Good morning. Swung both SPY and NVIDIA puts. Nice. I know SPY's a little bit down in the pre-market, and if you get a break of your 680, not even just on larger time frame, but on smaller time frame here, should see a pullback there. And then I guess I could take a look at NVIDIA. I didn't even look at NVIDIA this morning. Okay, yeah, they're down as well. I did see a large amount of our weights down this morning. Apple's not one of them, clearly. Microsoft's only down a little bit in the pre-market. Amazon's only down a little bit. Google down a little bit. Down a little bit. Meta was down a lot more when I was looking at it this morning. It was at like 624. Like they went all the way down to like here at one point, but they pulled up a little bit more. So most of your top weights are actually down in the pre-market. So it makes sense why SPY is going to be down a little bit in the pre-market as well. I mean, they're right at 680. But good looks though. Good luck on your trades in this morning. Make sure to stay calm and be patient and do whatever you planned the other day when you got into those trades. Don't sit here and make up a bunch of new shit, okay? Good luck on your trades, though. Good morning. I'm off. I bet you're happy to have a day off, and I'm actually streaming. Good morning, though. Good to have you. Ooh, Adam said good morning. We like Adam. Again, just for anybody who might be tuning in a little bit later, we do only have about 3.5 minutes before the open. We're kind of looking for short-term direction from the 680. This has been a pretty incredibly key area, not just today, not even just recently, but even from before, where we use it as support, we use it as resistance. Now we're back up to it again after a buyer candle on Friday. You know, and here we are settling around on Veterans Day at 680 again. So we've been saying 680 a lot these past couple weeks, but regardless, kind of looking for short-term direction from here. Would like to see better, more clear price action outside of the green or the red level. This is just 50% of previous day. And then I think 682 is just up the gap down from the previous session. One thing to look out if we do get a pullback under 680 is, yes, this would be a better trigger for larger pullbacks to happen, but there is only one more key level right there at the previous day open. So just keep that in mind that, yes, under 680 it does become a lot more bearish. Under the previous day halfway point, even more bearish. But you do have your previous day open there. So a little bit of spacing between those before it opens up a little bit more, but larger time frames, it looks like a break of 680 can bring 674, which we see that at the bottom of the screen on the right here. So this is very possible today, but also kind of looking to see if we do get that inside bar. That is kind of high probability due to a couple of reasons today, as we went over earlier. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking for there on SPY. I think today I am going to leave up the daily time frame just to kind of show everybody that larger time frame POV, because again, we do have a lot of movement that's already been made in a very short period of time, so I'm really not going to be shocked if we kind of stay between the high and low of this candle. And then honestly, on the other side of things, you know, any hold of this area or loss of this 680 area can bring us a good move, though. So even if it stays within this candle, there's still a good amount of movement inside of that candle. So I don't want to cut off any opportunity there. But yeah, a loss of 680 and even any weakness under that, and then a push under the halfway point, that red level there. You could definitely start looking at like 678 same days or 679 same days. Any hold of 680 or any higher lows of that, any push over previous day high, you could definitely start looking at your like 682, 681 cons for same day. But these are contracts you hold under an hour. You don't hold those longer than that. And honestly, you shouldn't be in those longer than like 30, 40 minutes. But the faster, the better. Can't complain. Good morning, though. If you guys are just not tuning in, be sure to drop a like if you guys are in here. Market opens in a little under 30 seconds. Good morning. What's up, Dr. J? Good to see you, dog. Ten seconds. I also have a kolache here to my left from Shipley's. And yeah, as you can see, we are opening pretty much right at that 680 area, which again is very important for short-term direction. You could even say that's probably the most important area on your chart for that right side chart, that smaller time frame chart. And remember, the left side chart's kind of just the most important levels, so we don't have to look at as many for my daily time frame. And then our right side, I add on a little bit more, almost as many levels as we can, just to kind of show what is there. But still understanding what are the most key levels and where to kind of take away from. Like right now, we know that we opened down here at 680, but we know that that's not really super bearish yet because we haven't broken 680 yet. So kind of cool to see it go down there and open right at it, though. I'm not going to lie. Damn, Cheap-tastic, guys. Round of applause for Cheap-tastic. We're not even a full 2 minutes into the day, and this man has already done a almost 23% account gain. Round of applause, dude. He said he accidentally swung same week puts. Holy shit. Try not to do that again, but honestly, I'm still happy for you because that's probably an incredible feeling. Definitely go walk around for a couple minutes, get the adrenaline shaking out a little bit. But good shit there. Round of applause, bro. Regardless of an accident, I know that's gotta feel good. That is crazy, though. Cheap Tastic's not playing games this week. Must over trade. The way I read that legit is like a robot from the future. Like, must over trade. Must lose all gains. Nah, honestly, I don't even see why you would even want to trade again after that. Like, it wasn't like the craziest of moves. I mean, it's a pretty good move on the market. Nvidia was really, really nice. Don't get me wrong. That's a 2% move already. But, I mean, there's almost no reason for you to risk anything. But again, I can't tell you what to do. That's all up to you. But like I've said many times in the past, it's not really that, like it's not special to open a trade. Anybody can do that. Like, so you going and trying to get another trade, that's not special. That's just not. So you shouldn't have this urge to go and lose any gains that you got today, especially with that size of an account gain. I don't know if I'd be looking to risk any of that after what you just did. But again, I can't tell you what to do. Let's see what we get here. Again, we're using the kind of the 680 area here on both time frames to use for short-term direction. Right now we opened lower at the area, still holding it. Nothing super crazy through the first 5 minutes. We could probably even go to the 1 minute for the first, little bit of the morning. Just to actually see what the F is going on down here. I'm going to open this up a little bit more because I don't want us to forget the context from the recent left. From what I remember, the Nvidia Daily didn't look that bad, though. Like, it looked good for what you were doing. From what I remember, though, I'd have to go take a look. I'll look in a little bit, but from what I remember, that was a pretty decent setup for you. So even though you did that on accident, the same week thing, I still think your trade was viable. Like, the setup was good. About 30 seconds away from the first 5-minute candle closing. And nothing really has happened. We opened, we went up, we came back down. We're at the exact same spot as the open. We'll see if we hold this. This is very crucial to see if we hold this 680 or not. Because if not, we see weakness. There's a very good chance this does pull back towards the 678, 60s. We'll just say 679 to keep it simple, but it's a little bit under that. A hold of this, and honestly, the first area you'll probably see tested, even though it's not that far away, is the halfway point of the gap down. So, not that far, like I said. Just again, because the gap down isn't that insane. Still a good gap down because it goes down to a key area instantly. So it kind of forces some indecision to be made at the beginning probably. But still good to note where that is, because if we do go up, that's probably where it's going to go smack its head against first if it does hold this and move up. Again, if we see a break of this, we're looking for that red level to be tested most likely. Probably just be waiting for confirmation on Nvidia again, or Tesla usually. Try not to let any swing trades affect my day trades. Still the same amount being put in. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, that's a big thing, because I remember if anybody in here remembers my journey, like I struggled. That was probably my biggest thing, was I try to mix swing and day trading way too much. Like last week is a really good example. Of me not struggling. Yeah, like one day I think I scalped. I think it was like Monday, and then Tuesday I swung, and then I don't think I traded any more that week because it was like pretty big gains on the Tuesday swing. But like there's just weeks where it's like one day I'll just scalp, one day I'll just swing. Like, and it's not like you plan that out or anything beforehand. You just kind of like let whatever setup naturally hit your plate, you know, and then you eat that up. But it's kind of weird. Like you can't set expectations. Like I know I sit here and I tell people like you shouldn't be trading every day and this and that, but you really shouldn't even set expectations of what day you're not trading and stuff. Like just watch the market and try to like build up a defense of like against that whole feeling of like I have to trade everything I see. Like you don't. You know, just wait till a setup you know that you really like is gonna pop up. Maybe it takes a couple days. Okay, be patient. That kind of sucks. You have to wait, but so what? Inside bar on the 1 minute moving up. Nothing that crazy. I don't really like to even call out patterns from the 1 minute, unless it's like a retest type thing. But that is a higher low retest holding 680 inside bar breakup. Of course, it'd be a little bit more significant if you found that on like your 10 or your 15 minute, but I still wanted to point that out. Good morning, Mr. Shadow. Good to see you. My bad. I am kind of looking between the monitors right now. Either way, though, Cheaptastic, good shit though on your gains. And something you could do too, it kind of gets it out of your system, but like you still get to like watch stuff, without like putting any risk on. It's just like mental reps too. Like you could sit here and just think like, all right, if this happens, I'm gonna mentally jump into some. I'll jump into one put. You know, let's see how it is. And then you see it go hit to a target that you're like, all right, let me take profit there, and then see how much that moved for your contract. Nice. I made 22% on my mental rep. You know, you didn't really risk anything, but you're still getting it out of your system. You're still getting that rep. And if you want to take risks, do it. You know, you're the one who got the gains, not me. You know, take the risk if you think you can do it, but don't have that same feeling of like, oh, I should have held longer or anything like that. Like, you know, you really shouldn't even be looking to catch a huge gain trade after that, you know? Tesla waiting on it to hit 443.50s and hopefully rejecting the buying puts. Yeah, I'm honestly watching Tesla on the daily as well because that one's kind of in a spot like I posted it in Lifetime, but there's a lot of big weights that are like at or near all-time high, and then there's like Microsoft and Meta that are nowhere near them. They're just all the way at that like recent support at the bottom where they recently jumped up to get to those recent all-time highs. All right, I think I am just going to go to the 5 minute. Thanks. No problem, man. Great shit on your trades. Kind of what we expected at the open, not gonna lie. No crazy movement. Again, just for anybody who might be tuning in late, we are looking for short-term direction from this area here. We would like to see larger moves, either rejecting this or holding this, or breaking this, or outside of this. You know, anything outside of that, they're really just big pivot points at this point. But using this area as kind of our starting point, and then those kind of as a secondary piece of context, I guess. I even talked about which contracts probably would be best to look at if you're looking to scalp anything on SPY, but yeah. If anybody has any questions about anything, please feel free to throw them out. If you guys have any notes or anything, if you guys are in VIP, definitely go check trade floor because there is a good post on Triple Q in there for anybody who might not want to be looking at SPY. Maybe you do want to go look at the Triple Q. As well as some other tickers in there. If you're on Lifetime, make sure to go check the Lifetime post from the other afternoon. Question, while we wait, do gap fills that happen exclusively in the pre-market or AF count? What do you mean by AF? After hours? Is that what you meant? Like after hours of yesterday? I just want to make sure that's what you meant before I answer. Aftermarket. Okay, that's what I thought. To be honest with you, I don't really exclusively separate them, because if you think about it, we're not really thinking about, did the gap happen in after hours or did it happen in pre-market. We're kind of looking at, did any movement happen from the previous day close of the previous day session to the next day's sessions open. You know, we're kind of looking from the close to the open, so it pretty much doesn't matter when it happens. I don't really separate those two. A lot of the time, I don't even open up after hours. I just draw it, you know, like that, like I did today, just kind of show the example of it. Like, if we go up, it'll kind of need to get past this a little bit to kind of show us that it could start to get to previous day high, you know, that kind of conversation. But yeah, I don't really even think about it or separate those two, to be honest with you. Because drawing the gap fib doesn't really require knowing that or even giving a shit about that. It just requires, did any movement happen from the previous day close to the next day's open? And if so, then yeah, you could draw that gap fib. But no, I don't even separate that or think about that, to be honest. Interesting question, though. I might leave up. By the way, I did edit my fib finally to where we don't have to see everything, and I edit it every single time because I've pretty much gotten used to doing that now. So now I can just draw it, and oh, it's done. Look at that. Oh, that felt so nice. A little OP too. It's like, oh, what's the previous day halfway point? Oh wait, I don't have that on right now. Whoops. What's the previous day halfway point? Yeah, you could just draw that instantly. It's that level there. I got tired of editing it every damn time. It feels so much nicer. Alright, I think it's time we take a look at XOM real quick, because we did swing XOM in the chat real quick, so I gotta look at, and oh my god, I'm glad I looked. What is our contract at? $74, $75, $76. Not the craziest gain, but I'm not mad at that. $118.30. So I'm moving the stop loss up pretty much about $1 for anybody who has any runners on that. But that's not a bad move at the beginning of the day. I'm not even mad about that. I probably should have checked it a little bit quicker than that, but I was really just staring at the stream comment section, to be honest. But I'm happy about that. Not the craziest move yet, but honestly, if you go to the weekly, and that's why we got like a whole month to see if we can get like an early move on this, is your runner might actually do the damage. So it's probably good to get most of your gain here and then risk to see if you can get this, rather than getting a new position today like a lot of idiots are going to do today, because if this closes higher, people are going to get in late, which is good for you and me. And if it fails, which is very possible after just an obvious open range breakout, that happens a lot. It's how liquidity grabs happen. Then we just have, you know, a break even, not probably like a small win on the rest of that contract compared to the rest of it. But either way, not a bad start. Good shit though. If anybody joined me on that, that was kind of fun to look at on the stream too. We did that in the end of yesterday's stream. And it was kind of fun to find a stock that was in a sector that wasn't as popular. As you could see in here, I mainly watch the top sectors of the market. So, and as you can see, energy isn't even there, or industrials, so they're not top sectors. So it's kind of nice to watch like an outlier sometimes. Devontae, honestly, I'm glad you typed your message when you did. Oh, I should probably post the XOM chart, shouldn't I? Shit. Kind of a bad chart to show since I don't get to zoom it out a little bit more, but we'll take it. That contract's at 0.80 now. That's actually really good for an overnight move already. That's almost 50%. Yeah, that's like 42%. Dude, I sat in the stream yesterday and I was sitting there like, how the fuck is that contract? Like, why are these so cheap? Like, we're looking at next week, we're looking at this week, we're looking at 2 weeks from now. Actually fucking nuts. It didn't make any sense. Or maybe I'm just not used to what XLE type tickers cost. Still, though. Good shit. How does someone join your Discord channel? I have the Discord link as the pinned message of the YouTube stream. If you want to click that. Right here in the stream. Go to the top of like the chat. It's right here. You just click that link if you want to join. If that one doesn't work, I'll just send a new one, but that one should work. I literally just made it this morning. Good shit, though, guys. I'm happy about this. Cheaptastic got his bread. We're getting our bread. Calls that open every single day for the last 5 days, and Apple would have... Oh, yeah, all those push-ups, even with all the pullbacks towards midday or end of day, yeah, those initial moves up were really nice. Guys, there's a pretty bearish hammer happening here, and it's breaking current day open. The only thing it didn't break was 679.70, so keep this on watch, guys. You could be looking at same day 679 or 678 under the break of 679.70. Or you could just wait for a good retest of that level, since today could be indecisive. Right now I'm on the 5 minute. Is your name Timothy? Yeah, Timothy. But I was on the 1 minute, but I switched back to the 5 minute just because I didn't like all the price action on the 1 minute this morning. It's not like anything changes that deep. I'll probably switch back to it here in a little. But I switch constantly between those. In case you're not used to being in here. Guys, that contract's at 85 now. Me reminding everybody in chat to not be greedy. Good shit, guys. If you trimmed just now, I am so happy for everybody. I was super proud of that one too, because we were just talking about how some of the recent plays have been a little bit more pricey, but that one was fucking super cheap. And getting a 1.2% move overnight or in the next session's day in the first 30 minutes of the day is insanely good for a swing trade like that. Plus, it helped us because we were in a trade before it had broken the resistance, so it probably had a lot of extrinsic value just waiting to be had, just because, again, it hadn't broken that resistance yet. All your obvious traders aren't going to be in that yet. Working outside, trimmed half of XOM. Good shit, Maddie. And I hope you have a good day outside, man. Is it cold out there today? Oh, yeah, it is probably cold. You're in Michigan. I don't even know why I asked you that. All out, thanks. Dude, good shit. Round of applause to Matty Ice, everybody. I'm only holding the last two I have because I really like the larger time frames for that setup. I bought like 4. I didn't get filled in the 5th. I sold 2. I still have 2. I wish I had 5. So we'll see how the rest of that does. But I really like the larger time frames for this. I think it could really go towards 122 sometime this week. We'll see, though. It might fucking do it today, for all we know. We shall see. I'm going to put this back on the SPY chart, though. I'm not going to sit here and gawk over that the whole day. Might even put triple Q up here for a second. So pretty sure they are under their bearish level. Yeah, they're under the previous day 50% already. So they've already kind of broken their trigger. The only thing that's really holding them up is their previous day open. A break of 618.80s is really, really big on triple Q. SPY is a lot farther than that. They're still above their previous day 50%. They're still far above their previous day open. So there's a little bit more to work with on SPY than triple Q, in my opinion. But triple Q already has more signals showing. So we'll see if that picks up or not. I think a big thing that could be really helpful today, which I think I say this every day, is going through some of your top sectors. Like you can see your biggest sector that's down is actually tech, this is the heaviest sector by far. It's like 35% right now of SPY. Healthcare is somehow saving us with staples and comms. I don't know how we're not down more with how red this is. But now the question remains, does discretionary, this sector here has Tesla, Amazon, Nike, McDonald's, Home Depot, does this sector pull back more? Or does it reverse and go back up? Because this could be your saving grace, is if discretionary pulls back up. Because that would show that tech is just kind of overreacting. But we'll see. This is a big deal seeing tech down this much. A lot of people don't take it that serious, but if you go to the Analyze tab on SPY, you'll see tech is actually over 35%. I was wrong. It's 35.5% of SPY. So it's a pretty big deal. If this chart's red, there's a good chance your triple Q and SPY charts are red. Now, if they have any help, that's why I was talking about XLY and XLV, because XLV is up the most, and XLY is one of your next biggest sectors. I mean, your banks are your next biggest, but if any of these were to help or hurt tech, that would probably indicate to us what direction the market's about to go. So if you see healthcare get weak and tech is still weak, we're probably going to start seeing larger red candles like we're already seeing right now. So hopefully that makes sense, but yeah, just breaking down basically the SPY, the pie of SPY. I appreciate the XOM play. Thank you, Carter. Thank you for joining it, dude. I'm just happy everybody got to get in on that. I can't believe it's going to 120 already. I was like, yeah, this would be a good play to look at for like a couple weeks out from now. Dude, that shit's at 0.94. Oh, I got filled for 0.95. All Alright, I have no more updates for that. Good shit, guys. Alright, I can focus on this now. XOK is bouncing as we're seeing a pretty strong bounce on SPY. Makes sense as after I literally just covered that XOK will probably dictate some momentum for these charts. As soon as we get a fat green candle on this, we see a fat green candle on SPY. And remember, that's because everything else is green. So if this turns green, we should see large green candles. If these were to all turn red and this remained red, we'd probably see some large fat-ass red candles. Because we have the largest sector pulling away from everything. So it's actually pretty easy to kind of point out what direction we should go. And we're still holding the levels that we're using for direction. Remember, guys, kind of using this area here to dictate direction. That's a really good X Bueller. Make sure to draw that again. Between here. So we're kind of using this to see if we get more downside. Upside from this area, we talked about at least touching this. It could just reject this and dump after this. But of course, if we get any movement above this, there's a very good chance we're going to push into that previous day high. SPY 15-minute outside bar. Let me see that for myself. Oh, it's not done yet, but I see what he's saying. He is right. It is an outside bar. Good eye, bro. You 15-minute guys keep fucking breaking my mind. Garden, React, Letterbuck. Actually, I think React uses the 10. 10 and the 30 I think he uses. Which that's probably one of my favorite time frames is the 30. I really like the 1 and the 5 for scalping, but man, does that 30-minute just like sometimes give you the craziest signals. You're like, this is like too clear. Isn't that a demand zone between? Yes, it is. You could technically call it that, yes. That's why we're using it as direction. You could call it a pivot zone area, a pivot point. You could call it a demand. You could call it really a bunch of different things. I just like to call it the key area because that's just what I like to call it. But yes, technically that would be called demand. We talked about at least getting to this level. This candle's pushing past it. We'll see if this actually gets us into that previous day close to complete the gap and maybe even into the previous day high. Keep your eye. I'm going to move this back to the SPY daily, but keep your eye on your XLK and your mixing weights here on this left side of the screen, guys, like we discussed. Or pull them up on your own if you want to have it there as well. That also works. I'm trying to pull this over to where I can see the numbers, but also where I can see the high. So I could see everything, recent low, I could see everything. At least from recent context, we don't have everything. And we are getting a rejection of that halfway point. Discuss that just because that is very popular to do. If we start under it, it's very popular to work towards it. If we start above it, it's very popular to work back towards it. It doesn't really matter what direction you're in. It almost loves gravitating towards that 50% at the very least a lot of the time. I'm not going to say it does every time because it's just not true, but a lot of the time. Also, I'd like to point out your healthcare chart has gotten weaker. So if your tech chart gets weak again, that could also bring back those red candles we saw earlier. We just didn't get a break of that area, but a really good bullish hammer here showing a really nice candle appearing after the bullish hammer. A good reaction hitting the level, so it's not that crazy that we're just pulling back from this, so we'll see what actually happens. Not as horrible of reaction by the buyers as I thought, but again, guys, like we discussed, it's not going to be that crazy today if we do get a day that finishes inside of the previous day high and the previous day low, just because of how much movement we got in a short amount of time. Also, it is Veterans Day today. The bond market is closed. The trail cam pick I just saw. What trail cam pick? Oh, you sent it to me. Oh my god. Brother, this thing walked up and took selfies with your camera. What? How many points is that? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Is that a 10? Is that 10 or 8? I can't count. Brother, what? Just kidding. We're gonna gawk more. Does it matter charting directly with Spy or using Spy features to chart and then buy calls or puts with Spy? You could do that. You'll be a little bit off though. It's not going to be 100% like there are moments where Spy features aren't going up with Spy. That's because they're not exactly the same thing. So you could, but it's going to be a little off sometimes and you'll notice it. Holy shit, XOM actually hit 120. Spy pulling back. I see the tech chart did get a little bit weaker here. These are all just doing nothing. Staples, comms, discretionary, banks, those are all doing absolutely nothing at the open. Actually, I guess we're a little bit after the open now. It is 34 minutes past now. I would personally, Timothy, I would just use Spy if you're going to trade Spy to directly answer your question. But again, that's on you. If you want to try that out for yourself, see what it's like. In the past, I've even used Spy to trade SPX before, which is really weird. But there were even moments where I could tell there were like a couple moments of slippage or something was off. It's like, oh, this is pushing with this. And it's like, yeah, because they're not the exact same thing. They might be based off each other. They might be even heavily correlated, but they're not always every single second of every day going to be exactly moving at the same pace in the same direction. So there's a little bit of an issue there when you're actually trying to scalp something, as you probably are well aware. For any newcomers, it is a little bit past the open in the stream. Holy crap, I can't speak English. Make sure you guys go to the playlist section of the channel and click on the Welcome to BB playlist. This is for literally anyone to watch. Why did it go to that? I said view full playlist. There we go. Yeah, check this out. There are a bunch of more of our key videos in here. I know there's literally like 900 posts on the channel, so I try to make some playlist work for everybody who likes to kind of have things at least somewhat categorized or organized to some extent. So definitely come check this out if you haven't already. If you are a member of the channel or a member of the Discord, you have access to BB Theory, which is a really, really big playlist. A little over 4 hours of kind of ranting about the theoreticals of everything behind the things we look at in here, the key levels, and how we think about them. You know, what do we look at them? What do we want to see around them to actually take an actual trade on them? And all kinds of cool stuff like that. So make sure to go look at that. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other playlists too, but those are the two I really wanted to highlight. So make sure to go check those out when you have time. SPY is breaking under the 680s again, guys. This time it looks like it probably will close under. We'll see, though. Really good break so far by SPY. Let me go check on Triple Q. It looks like they were already doing that earlier. Yeah, they didn't wick earlier. They're breaking. So watch your previous day open on Triple Q, 618.80s. That ends up breaking. That's probably a really good sign that SPY is going to try and pull back even more. So take a peek at that, which probably indicates that SPY will probably work towards their previous day open as well. This is this previous day halfway point. You got your previous day open right here. So you got a little bit to work with. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute now that we're getting some movement finally. But it was nice to at least clear up some of that direction on the 5 minute and the daily at the same time earlier when we had that up on the left side screen. Also, it's kind of cool to come back here and reflect on the 1 minute and see what actual patterns happened on the 1 minute since we were looking at the 5 minute. We knew about the bullish hammer that happened here. You can see it actually did break. 5 minute hammer closed at 855. And then you could see here when it pulled back up, it actually did get over the 50% and then rejected with a nice little lower high. And sometimes just to kind of test this, I like to zoom in even more just to see, was this really a lower high? Or was this just, just random rejection? And to tell, you could just go from the high to the low of whatever the first green candle that appears after this dips down. So in this instance, it would be about right here. And it looks like they really did just reject that level. They didn't really need the 50% here. But you could have used that to kind of create a more uniform example for yourself of like, all right, it needs to reject this area, not just one exact, level. Sometimes I know that could be a little frustrating. So sometimes I like to do that too. Just kind of back test. Did it actually create a lower high or not? Because if this was a lot higher, it would have been a lot harder to tell. Whereas this one, it was a little bit easier to tell. I probably didn't make sense at first. Good morning, by the way. If you guys are just now tuning in, be sure to drop a like on the stream. Happy Veterans Day. If anybody in here is a veteran, be sure to let us know. Shout out to you. Shout out all the veterans. Without you, we wouldn't live the way we live. We wouldn't have YouTube live streams. Bounce at PML. Good looks garden. We are rejecting the 680 area on SPY still here on the 1 minute. I would like to note that. Nothing crazy. If we see a retake of 680, of course, that can kind of take away this. I guess you could call this a real blunder because it did actually break. But if we see a break and a retake on the second hold after a hold like this with that bullish hammer from that 5 minute, if we go back and see that for a second, that would mean that we have a second hold right. And it did. Holy shit. It didn't break it. It actually closed above in the 5 minute. That is impressive. That should bring some upside liquidity. If it pulls back, it should be very quick. Whatever move's about to happen is about to be quick, but it should at least bounce up short term somewhat since it didn't break that level. We'll see, though. We're not completely above 680, so it's not like it's that crazy. I'm going to go back to the 1 minute, though. That was actually kind of fun watching all that movement. I'm so used to the 5 and the 30 minute now and the daily. Do you still use the 9 EMA, or have you grown out of using it, and why? Personally, I've been using it just for my swings. It's still a heavy part of my swing strategy. But for my intraday time frame stuff, like that right side chart that we're looking at right now, I just haven't been using it. I think on the smaller time frames, it just feels like a cluster to me. Whereas on the daily time frame, I feel like it's more spaced out. I can be a little bit more patient with my decision making. The confirmations I'm getting from the EMAs themselves, I feel a little bit more concrete. But I don't blame anybody who still uses them. I still believe that the 8 or 9 EMA even, as well as the middle VWAP, are probably still some of your best short-term indicators for your smaller time frames, like your 1 or your 5 minute. I still fully believe that. I'm still not really fully behind using them myself, but after using them for a lot of time, I mean, I used them for like 2 years straight. It definitely makes seeing trades a lot more clear. But I think after using them so long, I've now grown out of them to where like it feels like I still have them though. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm like, oh fuck the 9 EMA or fuck middle VWAP. That shit clusters my chart. Like it makes my chart more clear not having them. But in my eyes, I still feel like I have them because I'm using the key levels, and you can kind of feel like, oh, it's rejecting this, it's rejecting that. You know, after using it so much. But I don't have any hate for anybody who does use them. They're really, really good. If you're someone who struggles with like just using key levels, like I've been using in my streams, I would throw on the 8 EMA, the 9 EMA, or middle VWAP. Any of those three are going to be really, really helpful for short-term direction outside of, you know, key levels that you might like from any time frame. But I feel like that answered your question. Yes, thank you for your service, all vets. Yeah, for real. Literally, shout out to the vets. I remember growing up, in like I think it was like third or fourth grade, there was this convention that you have to be a part of in class, and they give you like a topic from World War II and or a couple, and you can pick from them. And I remember my name is Josh, and I remember I got into a group where another kid's name was Josh, so it was me and Josh, and we ended up choosing the what's it called? Holy shit, I'm drawing a blank now. I'll think of it in a second, but Battle of the Bulge. And I remember like learning about this show. I was like, holy, like the things these people went through. That wasn't even just war. That was legit hell. Yeah, shout out all the vets. I know there's probably a very slim chance there's a World War II vet here. That's not what I was meaning, but I know what I meant. Even with that short-term upside, you can see on the 1 minute here on SPY, the 680 still got rejected. I'll have to go back to that 5 minute here in about 2 minutes and see how that did, or about 1 minute. If in the next 1 minute we close back above 680 again, or 679.73, this will be a joke. Because technically it should just pull back now that it rejected again, even with the short-term upside from 5 minute to 1 minute. But let me know, guys. What do y'all use? Do you guys, like Timothy asked me, does anybody in here still use the 9 or the 8 or the middle VWAP or anything like that? Anybody here use any on-screen indicators for your short-term time frames? There's a judgment-free zone. Unless you use, like... If you use Bollinger Bands, I will probably judge you a little bit. I use 9 EMA once I'm in a trade, usually as a stop. Ooh, okay, that's kind of cool. You use it for, like, an exact use kind of thing. It has its use. It's not meant for this or that. It's literally just meant as a stop once you're already in a trade. I like that. Or a target. Oh, okay, like a retention trade. I like that. Retention trades are a little sketchy, but I like them. Especially if you have that like base build confirmation, or in reverse direction if you have that good like lower high rejection confirmation like a lead test. You feel like you're in a good risky trade, but you feel like you do have passive confirmation. I like those. Dr. J said, especially if key levels are far away. That is a good note. I had someone, I don't even remember who it was, but I had someone in my DMs at one point the past couple weeks, and we were going over a bunch of stuff, and they were having like a breakthrough, and they were really enjoying some of the things we were going through, and we went through one more thing, and it was really funny because they were like, yeah, I keep struggling, man. I keep losing trades whenever I'm not around key levels, and I was like, man, whenever I'm not around key levels, that's like a clear sign just to like not touch it, or find something else to look at, or something. Like it's like a clear sign from nature telling me like, hey, like watch out. It's like if you're in the woods, right, and you see all the like animals run away and like the birds fly away. It's like you wouldn't walk in the direction they just all ran from. You'd probably be like, yeah, what the fuck? This is creepy. Why are all the animals running? Like. It's the same thing. No, it's always a stop. I said target, but I can't think of using it as a target. Yeah. It is a little risky. using it as a target, because it's always going to be that. Using it as a stop, I like that, because that's kind of how it was taught in the beginning of my group, was like using it as a stop or using it as like an entry trigger, or even just as context. Like even back then, I probably didn't word it amazingly, but I've always discussed like not doing the first thing. Like, oh, a break of a 9 EMA, oh, whoop-de fucking do. Anybody can see that, dude. You know, but finding the higher low after seeing the break of the 9 EMA. Now that's something we could talk about. You know, that's finding two that's two things. That's something we could talk about. I sound so weird when I talk about stocks. That's something we could talk about. Like, bro, how old am I? It's kind of like a trend line that updates itself. Exactly. But I really have only back tested like a couple things. Like, I don't even remember the number TEMA I used to back test. You'd have to look in that entries channel. Which, again, I've actually met a pretty good number of you that don't even know that channel exists. So let me just, like, flash that off for a quick second. But if you go down to the bottom of the chat, there's actually a tab called Educational Section. I know, pretty wild. And it's this one. I'm not going to click on it because I do not like to leak that kind of stuff, because this is a lot of shit that took me a lot of time to work on. And it's been one of the oldest channels in the chat. I have not even added to it. It's just been there forever. But yeah, go check that out if you're in the chat and you have access to that. Because I've actually met a good number of you that don't even know it's there. But it's kind of a fun thing to go look at, because it's like kind of cool looking at like a template. You know what I mean? Instead of like a video. Pretty cool though. But veterans would run towards the danger. Happy Veterans Day. Yeah, shout out to all the veterans again. And look at that. After the first real clear rejection of 680 here on the 1 minute, we do get that pullback finally. Again, this one over here, nothing crazy. This one over here, nothing crazy again, because the first candle that's breaking it is a long-legged doji type candle, which again, if you have long legs on both sides and a small-bodied candle, that's really just kind of a 50-50 candle. That's not really telling you that that's bearish, even if it's red. Even if that was green, I wouldn't be looking at that and saying, yeah, that's going to go up. No, but a lot of the time you see these at the bottom and tops of your trends, so it is kind of nice to see it around a key level and then bouncing after. Even if it did eventually lead to a rejection of our overnight 50%, which again, if you go from your previous day close to your today's open, you get this as your 50%. So that was kind of like a first sign of like, okay, there's some struggle. And then seeing this, it's definitely like, okay, shit, this could go down to that red level now. This is a pretty fucking awesome Veterans Day, bro. We're like killing it on SPY. We're killing it on the XOM swing. Cheaptastic is literally just eating up every part of the market that's being given to him. I mean, this guy is fucking full right now. Round of applause, bro. 25% gain on SPY puts, and that's like your other. That's your other trade, or no, that was a scalp, wasn't it? Or was that the swing? Either way, fuck it, dude. You're killing it. Really cool, too. Like, nobody's sitting here holding your hand. You're just kind of eating it up on your own. From a scalper's eyes since open market, is there anything you would have used? Anything you would have used a call / put? What do you mean by that? Like context to give yourself direction for like buying a call or a put? I just actually went over that. That's actually what I just covered. Like, there was nothing crazy about this gap down because we didn't break anything. This wasn't crazy. This was something that could have turned into something, and then it reversed. And then finally we got some good context of a rejection of something, of the 50% of the gap down. Because, again, if that happens, it does show that sellers are a little bit stronger than buyers for the day, just because we already have the lower open, and then a rejection of the halfway point of that is kind of adding on to that. So that was your first piece of context. And then your second would be when we finally actually broke 680 and then rejected it, instead of just going down and going back above it, going down, going back above it. You know, this was actually the first time it went down and then actually stayed under. So probably your cleanest move on the 1 minute was probably from here, candlestick wise, but rejection wise, this was definitely the cleanest because this is kind of your lower high for the day. It didn't even make it down to the target though, so as you can see, it's very weak. Even though it has very clear rejection, it has no reason to be holding or anything. It should just go down. So honestly, seeing that kind of leads me to believe that today is a little bit weaker than usual. But that's kind of what we expected coming into today, as we talked about at the very beginning of the stream. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but just kind of understanding the reality of the market. We've moved a lot in a very short period of time, so it makes sense that we should have kind of a inside day today, inside of the previous day high and low. So we'll see if that actually happens, but so far so good. And not the craziest amount of movement. Has been almost an hour into the open. Let me know if that's what you meant, Timothy. Sorry if I read that wrong. Oh, that is a scalp. Okay, Cheaptastic. I'm very proud of you then. I thought that was still from a different swing or something. My bad, though. You got that in for a scalp. Good shit. I'm actually happy for you then. That's actually amazing. Like, seriously. I'm glad that even though you knew you're kind of up, you're already big up for the day, you're still taking risk, but in a way that is realistic. You know, we both talked about how 680, about 1,000 times in this stream over the past couple weeks, how 680 is literally deciding direction. And I would say, honestly, that was probably the cleanest rejection we've seen of it so far. Not the most amazing move after it, but still. Great job, though, Cheaptastic. I'm very happy for you, man. Good shit. We held the 0.5 of the overnight gap. I think that's what the other level is, isn't it? That is what you meant? Okay, nice, nice. Great question, by the way, Timothy. Very happy to answer stuff like that, because it's not just good to like actually help answer your question, but it's also kind of cool because there might be other people in here who, you know, are just lurking or not able to type as much, or maybe they're busy, or maybe they're just too scared to type, or don't know how to ask that question. So very happy to go over that. You definitely want to come up with context, though. It's like, okay, this is why this is bearish. And then it's like, all right, let me find something away from that. You know, that would be like passively being bearish. Instead of just saying, I always say it like caveman, but like break of level buy put. Like, it's like, huh? What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, okay, we got the gap down. Okay, that's bearish. 1. Rejection. 2. Rejection of level we're kind of more focused on at 683. Like, you got to come up with multiple things before you're like, yeah, I'm going to short this. Now, you can't be too slow. You can't sit here and be like, all right, let me wait for 16 confirmations to appear before I get in. Like, okay, at that point, you're just kind of overkilling it. I'm a lurker today, stuck in the damn warehouse, vibing. Well, Alexis, you're always on my mind, man. I'm happy to have you in here, regardless of you lurking or not, man. Hopefully the warehouse work does treats you well today. Hopefully it's warm in that warehouse. Is it cold where you're at today? I don't even know what the weather is like for everybody. It gets cold in Texas, so I just instantly assume it's cold for the rest of you. And by cold, I mean it's not like 90 degrees today. What is the weather like for everybody? Is it cold everywhere, or am I just tripping? I mean, it's at the weather where I could leave a water bottle outside and it'd be cold all day. Which is crazy. If I left the water bottle outside all day on a normal day, that shit would melt. Yeah, feels like it's 15. What? Where the hell do you live? Feels like 15 would kill me. 37 over here in Massachusetts. Nice. We are getting another rejection of 680, guys. Potential downside continuing. You're entering AMD puts? Let me look at AMD. I'm not going to try to throw you off or anything. I know I like the bigger time frame for puts because I was looking at this yesterday for puts. But I was like, man, you'd have to be a fucking idiot to swing AMD puts. Like, you might as well just swing NVIDIA if you're going to do it. Which, actually, that would have paid, like... I mean, you did that, but it would have paid a hell of a lot more than swinging AMD. I don't know, I just don't agree with swinging AMD. Scalping it, though, now that's a different story. Let's see here, though. Ooh. You're at another good key level now, but it did a really good drop under today's open. I'm assuming that's what you took advantage of. Good shit. Sheeptastic is on one, bro. I'm not stopping the fire, dude. Let this man keep trading. Fuck it. Overtrade today. Fuck it. Nobody can stop you. Oh my god, I keep doing that. Here, I'll get off your AMD chart because I don't like to pressure people. I honestly hate when y'all do that to me, so I'm not going to do that to you. I have to watch XOM too. I'm just so impressed this is still going. Like, I know I posted it with intentions of it going up, but like I didn't know it'd do it this much in one day. 1.5% on XOM the next day is pretty crazy. Cannot complain. Tech 2, if anybody remembers our conversation from earlier, and I clicked it, of course. I did not mean to do that. It did move down a little bit lower again from earlier. If you guys remember earlier, we got that one green candle, and that was like our one reaction on SPY. It did pull back down more. But I would like to also point out healthcare did keep going up, so that is kind of circumventing the more blood on the SPY chart. Staples also went up. Comms are kind of flat. Your banks are flat, which is one of your heavier sectors right now, so that is important what that sector is doing. And discretionary did go a little bit more red, but nothing too serious. So there is still a chance for a bounce at some point, but I would like to point out tech did move lower from what it did earlier. So that's why we saw more red on that. You see 3.4 now. I think the most we saw was 2.6. And the same thing for this. Healthcare is still moving up. So you have a weird mixture of sectors being rotated around right now, but it's mainly just your tech stocks pulling back. Pretty cool. I fucking love that. I'm not going to lie. That's probably my favorite thing about the stock market. And I'm not excusing my French on that. I genuinely love how sectors work. I think that's got to be the most cheat code of a cheat code in the whole stock market. You know, I think you could almost go into a coma, forget all about candlestick patterns, forget all about time frames, forget all about that other crap. Literally just come back, learn about sector rotation, and you'd probably be a demon. You'd probably make a lot of money if you just focused on sector rotation. Because even myself, I miss out on it probably every week, and I don't even realize it. There's probably plenty of things that happen right under my nose. You know, I'm calling out, like, the general easier ones. Like, oh, guys, we rotated into Staples because tech slowed down. Like, that's fucking basic stuff. Like, that's first baseman stuff. Anybody can do that. You know, it's there. You know, it's not like that's difficult to learn. That's easy. But being able to do that on every sector, every day, every week, like, that's another level. You know, truly being able to call out, like, laggards and stuff like that. Let him cook. Yes, indeed, let him cook. 30 in Hawaii, just kidding. At first glance, I was like, holy. New York. Okay, fair enough. That's probably why it's so damn cold. Still, though, God, that would actually kill me. Out of AMD put for 5%. All right, don't jump around too much, Cheap. Don't jump around too much. You did your damage. I don't want to, like, make you hesitate or make you not take trades, but you did a lot already. Still short weather in South Cali. Okay. Took a little scalp move for a 20% at the bounce of 678 targeting. Took a little scalp move at 20% at the bounce of 678, targeting the 6. Oh, okay. Targeting going into it. Okay, I got you now. At first, I was like, huh? Okay, good shit, Alexis. Round of applause to Alexis. We're literally working in a warehouse and still caught a trade. He's not, like, driving around like he would usually be. He said, Folk, it's cold out. How we doing? What's up, Maddie? It's pretty warm inside this room I'm in. I'm like always bitching like, damn, my computer's so hot today, bro. It's so hot outside. Now I'm like, oh, thank God my computer's hot. I can warm up my room. The pinned one is not working. That is weird as hell. I'll make another one, I guess, but that is weird. I literally just made that one today. But I'll make a new one. You want to learn more about sector rotation, stock market seasonality, what? You really got to focus on one at a time. I've learned that that's really been helpful to me. Like, I think when I first jumped on it, like years ago, because I've always watched the XLs, because I've always known that it's just when you break SPY apart, like this is what you get. Right? When I first started, banks were not second. Like it was always tech, discretionary, comms, then it would be healthcare, then it was banks, you know. Now today it's completely flipped. Tech is always going to be number one, but pretty weird. I remember a point where healthcare was the second largest sector. Now they're fifth. So it's kind of cool watching that stuff and kind of understanding like, oh, okay, like money does, there's always money in the market. It's just not always in the sector you're always staring at. Like if you're always staring at tech stocks, you have to understand that there are periods of time where it's not going to go up. There are periods of time where it is going to go to the right, it is consolidating, or it is going to pull back even, right? Does that money just exit the market entirely? No, it goes into other markets. It goes into other sectors. Sometimes you'll see boost in the crypto markets when the equity markets are doing shit. Sometimes you see commodities doing amazing whenever the equities do shit. It's just like things play off of other things, like other markets. It's not, money doesn't just go nowhere. And it happens in the market all the time. Like if you literally, like I would say the first thing you should do is watch SPY a lot more. And watch your top sectors of XLs. I would watch your XLV to XLK, like how I have it set up right here. I would watch it exactly like this. And I would get really good at flipping through these. I would flip through these as much as you possibly can. And try to in your head, like this is going to sound really, really stupid. And I know some of you have probably seen this explanation, but trust me. I mean, maybe don't trust me, who knows. But pretend you have like a scale in your head. Sorry, I'm trying to find like a blank part of the chart. Pretend you have like a scale in your head, right? Like here's like one side of the scale, and then here's like the other side of the scale, and then here's like the scale itself, like the line. Let's say this is like 0. This represents 0. Hold up, bear with me while I draw a 0. There we go. All right, so pretend this is like the median, right? Anything going to the left is like negative. Anything going to the right is considered positive, right? This is the furthest things can go. This is the furthest things can go. So you have like your extremities, however you want to pronounce that. So what you're looking for is like, so let's say, like today, we'll just use today for example. Let's say this represents things that are down $10, things that are up $10. So this is down 4. Okay, so it's down a pretty fucking good amount. And that's the largest sector in the market. So note that. XLY, it's only down a little bit. Then you got XLC, XLF, XLP, slightly green. So we got 3 of the not as heavy sectors, but still heavy sector. I mean, because they're all heavy. But the heaviest is always going to be tech. Like, you have to understand that is the most important one. Like, this one could almost single-handedly decide direction. Also, like, there's, like, small tendencies, which I can go over that next, I guess. But let me finish this first, and then we'll get to the tendencies. And then you have XLV, up a little bit more. So it's not, like, up, down, or up as much as this is down. So it's probably, like, about right there. So if I was to, like, put, like, a ball here and, like, weigh these out, right? And, like, I kind of, like, dropped it here, and then it fell. Like, which side do you think is going to, like, hold it up more, right? It's probably going to be pretty even, actually. So if you go to the SPY chart, should your SPY chart be pretty even? We should be either just under or just over today's open is where we should be, right? And we're really not that far off of it, right? Today's open is 679.94. We are not even $1 away, right? So it kind of makes sense that we haven't moved that far. But in between all of that, right? What fucking chart was I drawing all that on? XLP. So in between all that, though, like right now, that's how this looks. But at one point in the day, I shouldn't have left the chart. I could have deleted these with Control-Z. Give me a second. At one point in the day, XLV did pull back a little bit, right? And then tech was here. It did get worse. It did go back a little more. And that brought SPY down a little bit more, right? That was that little bit of move we saw under the today's open to kind of bring that initial momentum down. And then you have tendencies, like with staples here. You have a lot of tendencies in terms of like when tech goes down, staples go up. Now, is that something that always happens? No. But it is considered something that people call a flight to safety. So after large money rotations, or after, let's say, the stock market's been going up for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, at any small short-term, downturn of the tech stocks you see, you probably will get like a 2, 3, 4 day boost up in the XLP stocks, right? Your Costco's, your Walmarts, those are probably going to go up just because you have that money rotating out of your more risky, but also more rewarding tech stocks. Tech stocks are going to be the most traded and probably always will be. So that's always number one priority. As you can see, I'm always alluding back to XOK, XOK, XOK. Healthcare, another one that has some weird tendencies. It doesn't always go in the same direction as tech. It doesn't always go in the opposite direction as tech. It isn't an opposite. It isn't a similar. It kind of just does its own thing because it's its own market. It's its own thing. Right? You have healthcare. Healthcare, as you guys know, healthcare is a pretty large part of our economy. Tech is a larger part of it, but it's still a big deal, right? And then you have banks, XLF. You have all these different sectors, and you'll start to notice some of these little tendencies as you start to see the differences in them. So not just on the smaller time frames for like your intraday movement, but let's say you're just studying them on the daily. You're probably going to have a really good feel for the market on your daily time frame or on your bigger time frames because you have a good feel for your sectors. So if you're someone here who's studying on the 1 minute or 5 minute, you're going to probably have a really good feel for the market short term on your smaller time frames. If you're someone who's going through the same steps but on your larger time frames, same thing. You're probably going to have a really good feel for the market on larger time frames. That was literally like 9/10 of the reason why I even was looking at something like XOM was because XLE is just like XLP in a way. Sometimes when everybody's looking at everything else like tech or healthcare or banks, energy is completely being ignored. Whether it's an open range breakout over a recent high to get to another recent high, like in that example, it doesn't matter. Anything being freed up, that means, okay, well, fuck, what do I do now? It's like, okay, we'll go to XLE. What are its top weights? XOM, CVX, Conoco. I don't know why I read them out like that. And then you go through those, and you try to see... Why did I type out Conoco? You try to see which one do you think is in the best position. As you can see, I charted them, but I don't really like Conoco because they just had earnings and it was like literally like an inside bar breakup. So it was a good setup, but it was just like, I don't like it because it's not as heavy as CVX or XOM. You can see CVX had a bullish hammer, and then you go to XOM, and it's like, okay, nice. They look like they want to break and go push some new highs, similar to how we analyze the XLE chart. So you can see now it's not just one thing why you like that setup. Now it's like 5 things. And all I did was look at the sector it belongs to. And then I looked at how the other sectors are working. Are they all going up? Are they all looking like they should be pulling back soon? And then taking risk on maybe your XLE or XLV or XLP stocks and trying to catch some of that flight to safety movement. So not just catching the movement up by tech, but the short-term flight to safety movement by the flight to safety stocks. Sorry, that was a lot of talking. I need my water. Rivian's moving up again today. That is actually hype. Oh my god, let's go Rivian. I like how we just always say Maddie too. Like, we just always know Maddie is the Rivian guy. Because anytime I see this trending or I see it moving up in the market, I'm like, yeah, Matty Ice is happy as fuck right now. He's like the one true believer I've seen for Rivian. So he's the only Rivian investor I have respect for. Oh, Matty Ice said it too. My bad. I didn't even see he said it. He said it right above you. Also, Peep Rivian. Ended up with 30 and 50% on XOM, cold ass fingers and all. Dude, good shit. Yeah, shout out to everybody here who swung XOM with me. I'm really happy that we actually had a good number of you do that. Because I was just complaining how I wanted to get like a cheaper contract called out, but didn't want to force a setup just because it was cheap. You know, that's like kind of defeats the purpose. And then we had that J&J trade. It was like a very, very small loss, but it was like, fuck, I really wanted that to work out because it was like such a cheap play and everybody was going to join it. But then we got XOM, so I'm happy about that. We will get another one in due time. Honestly, a great start to the week considering how many of you kicked ass yesterday. And I'm honestly impressed how well the people who were active today, because I know not everybody wanted to trade today because of Veterans Day. Bond market closed. And then Cheaptastic, dude. Cheaptastic's the VIP of Veterans Day. Bro killed NVIDIA, Spy twice, I believe. I think he swung it and scalped it. Scalped AMD a 4th time. For his 4th trade, I mean, not a 4th time. Kind of on fire. On this cold, cold day. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed some of the breakdowns. I know some of the price action isn't the most exciting, but we're doing our best to kind of go around that. To relieve it a little bit. But definitely leave a like on the stream. Highly appreciated. Happy Veterans Day again. Mace, Cheaptastic. He said, may scalp Spy again if it goes back to 680 and rejects again. Yeah, we'll have to see. I do like your hunger, though. Just make sure you're good, man. Just make sure you're good. You know, I don't know what's happening behind the screen. You know, you guys type all this stuff, and I get happy and all these emotions, so let me know if you're good, Cheaptastic. You sound good. I just want to make sure. I do like your plan. Like, your plan is sound. I'm not disregarding that either. But when I see someone trading a bunch, I gotta ask. If you're good, I will shut up. I'm so hungry, like, physically for food, but I can't leave my desk. Oh, God. They got him strapped to the desk. No food. Damn. When can you eat? When is it lunchtime where you're at? Honestly, you're making me hungry. Just type the word food. I'll have to fill my appetite with gains. Respect. You do have a little bit of a lower high under here now. Just be careful because that red line, I know I have it red and it looks like, oh, bearish, but just be careful because that is the 50% of the previous day. So that can be considered as a good support. But you do have a lot of lower highs under 680, so it looks like it does want to go to 680, and not 680, 678, and we'll see if that 678.60 level can break. Because if we do get under that level, there's a very good chance that you do continue to go lower towards that 670, 720s. Just because you're taking out such a significant level. Today's open, I believe, is a little bit under that level as well. Or previous day open, sorry, not today's open. Fridge and toilet connected to his desk. Jesus, I don't know about that second part. No, I can eat whenever, but I strap myself to my desk with BDSM rope and have brackets in my eyes to keep them watching Spy. Oh, you're like the Robot Chicken intro right now. You're like strapped to a chair and there's like a bunch of screens right in front of him and his eyes are like just forced to stare at them. Now that's dedication. I asked if he was okay and he replies with all that, so that's dedication. He said okay, never heard of it. Mental health, what is that? Morningstar invalidated. Good looks, good looks. See, like, healthcare would have been a good sector to look at yesterday, too. Staples, healthcare. I do like to look through all three, energy, healthcare, and staples, when I am looking at a potential market slowdown for those swings to go up, because you can't swing all three, and you can't think you can do that either, because if you think that, then you're going to end up swinging three sectors, and watch, only one of them will go up. And then you just swung 2 out of 3 that didn't do anything. So you got to make sure you're trying to choose the best risk reward as well. A lot of the times XLP is the best way to go. It's just a lot slower than E or V in terms of like overnight movement. I know, healthcare, I missed Pfizer and AbbVie. Yeah, AbbVie did really good. I think they even moved up in the weights. Man, I almost typed that shit out, Cheaptastic. I almost typed that out because I'm so used to just seeing people type tickers out. But then I was like, wait a minute. Use your brain for a second. Mental. Honestly, is that an actual ticker, though? That is a pretty good ticker name. Tima Neuroscience. ETF. And I can't even look at it. What? Might have to get puts because that shit is going down. We're going to get some limit downs on MNTL. That's our way of saying we're deteriorating at a fast rate. I'm getting puts on MNTL. Limit down incoming. I'm going to look for end of day to see if we could get in some swings. Bet. Let me know, dog. Tag me. Tag me in the chat if you post one. If you guys ever post a swing chart, make sure you tag me. Not because I want to criticize or give you advice, because I want to also join you on your potential loser. I mean, your potential winner of a play. I'm kidding. Thank you guys, by the way, for over 20 likes on the stream. Honestly, I was not expecting to even get 20 likes on today's stream because of Veterans Day. But I'm still happy to see all of you guys show up. I knew that my XOM swingers would show up because they were probably itching their arms all night, waiting for the market to open. But it's still good to see the dedication by a lot of you just showing up on a Tuesday, on a Veterans Day, where actually a pretty good number of people don't even work today. I gotta check my SPX chart because I believe our target is about to get hit. It is. Holy, meta went down pretty bad today. I knew it was going to be bad when I saw that pre-market, but damn. 619 almost. That's what they hit today. That is insane. Not even a 1.5%. Oh, no, it is a little over that. I was wrong. I'm going to shout out Cheap-tastic of the Levels and Swings channel. Good job to anybody looking for the break of CDO or 680 today. Not the craziest amount of movement, but still some good rejection so far that did almost make it down to a very realistic target, not just of the previous day open, but of your previous day halfway point. But like I said, not the craziest amount of movement. It's not like you're going to write home about any of this, but still nice to see at least something work out from the 50% of the overnight gap down as well as from under today's open. So two good indicators bringing more downside. Just no big follow through yet under that 678.60s yet. We'll see if that happens. If it does, I almost fear that we will go down a lot more, which will be good for any of those sellers, anybody in here who's been looking for those short setups, because that has been a majority of our signals today for the SPY intraday chart. Oh, my bad, Project V. I see you now on Discord. Sorry, I don't check Discord as much during my stream. I was looking through my Discord, and then I saw your message. Link you shared, you chat. I don't know why it's not working for me. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of the time, that means your account has been banned in my chat. So let me go see if you're even on that list, and if you're not, I'm going to be even more confused. You are on this list. Why are you banned? No reason provided for your ban. What do I do? What do I do? Why would someone be banned? No reason posted. Let's see. LOL, what would I even do to be banned? No, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I have no idea. Sometimes people get banned for, like, spamming, because, like, some people's accounts get hacked, so maybe that happened, but I have no idea. Let's see. Let's see your DM. Sometimes I get some good context clues from the DMs. He said, yo, his first message to me is, yo, I don't think my free trial ever ended. I can still see the swing trading tab and daily watch list. Just wanted to let you know I'm not here to cheat the system. What a fucking legend. Alright, I think I can unban you. I don't see anything that indicates why you were banned, though. Sometimes, though, it is weird. I've had so many people that have, like, an OG account, and they're, like, they start posting, like, new Discord links in our server, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? And then I message them, and it's not even them. It's like, huh? So I don't know if that happened to you or not, but we have had that happen to a lot of people who have, like, an older Discord account. But let me take that off so you can actually use that fucking link. That's why that wasn't working, by the way. I don't know why. Revoke ban. Watch him come in here and spam Discord links. That would actually be kind of funny. I think I would actually laugh that time. Alright, let me send you one on Discord. So it'll just send you one of the DMs. So you just get it instantly. It should just work. An active and engaging trading community. Everyone works together and just wants to work hard. I probably typed that in 2019. Welcome back, though. I genuinely don't... I didn't even see any message history from you. So let me... When you join again, let me know. Because I would love to know what the hell got you banned. From Project V. Is there someone fucking banning people in my chat not telling me? Hold up. Let's go into the... I wish it told me who banned you. It didn't say anything. Let's see. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Audit log. There we go. It's actually so weird. I'm actually confused why you got banned. Because you look through this guy's messages and they're just nothing but, like, praise for the chat. You are the GOAT. These videos are always great. I've learned a lot through the YouTube. I saw it here. Weekly news channel is goated. The morning watch list every day is nice. Gives me a couple more things to watch. How the fuck? What happened? All good? I know it's all good, but just like, that's just weird. I also, like, am confused. It's like, when did he get banned? Man, I better not see... It's also weird because I can't type your freaking name in a spot that I need to be able to type it. It's like, it's not... Normally I remember the weirdos too, and I don't remember you. So that's good. Alright, I'm gonna check one more thing and then I'm gonna quit talking about this. Okay, that didn't work. That didn't work either. Okay. Yeah, I can't actually see who did it because it's so fucking long ago. It looks like it happened like years ago. Very weird. All right, whatever. I'm glad you're back. Sorry for the inconvenience. Did you have a membership or anything before or anything? I mean, if someone banned you, it would just cancel it anyway from our side, but that would be weird. Well, welcome back. Sorry for all that. What's up, Adam? Good to see you. Could have pissed off Leland. That is true. I guess that is like an anomaly I'm not taking account for. So the main people who could ban people are like me, of course, D-Touch, Sinful, Leland. I mean, you gotta really piss off like me or D-Touch to get banned by one of us. Like, we're like super I don't give a shit kind of mood. So you gotta really piss off me or D-Touch to get banned. It probably takes a little bit less to get banned by Sinful or Leland. But I didn't see anything crazy in his messages, so I mean, he had to have said some crazy shit. But he didn't. All right, I'm out. Got to eat, and I made 26% of my account today. You'll have a good one, and always get those gains. Dude, respect the Cheap-tastic guys. I'll even post that in levels and swings for him, because that was dope. Could have pissed off Leland's message of the day. Upsetting you is also there's other people who can ban people too. Those are just the main people who actually use it. Because I probably have like 5 other people who could do it, but just like never use it because they're probably too scared to open up like mod shit. They're probably too scared to like abuse it or like get in trouble or anything. Which is exactly why those type of people have that power. You should never give power to someone who wants to use it. Give it to someone who doesn't. Give it to someone who's almost scared to use it. And then it'll only get used at the right times. Hopefully. Do you drunk Discord? What does that mean? Do I drunk Discord? What the fuck are you saying? I don't even really drink. I partake, but I don't drink. You know what I'm saying? I meant the guy who was banned. Maybe he goes on Discord when he was drunk. Oh, maybe. I don't know, though. I really don't know. We're just going to let it slide, pretend it never happened. I just hope we didn't cause him any inconvenience. Do any of you use Figma over Adobe? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't use either, but Figma is the new wave. FIG on the stock market. FIG right here. The new Adobe. Already been proven to be better than Adobe, just saying. Alright, guys. I think I'm going to have to flip a coin here. Do I just take profit on my runner that's up well over 100%? On ExxonMobil, sorry. Look at the fig chart. Bought some down here just because of the chart. Oh, I literally saw it yesterday. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I go through this watch list like once a day, because I like keeping like a mental note of what all these are doing. And I saw yesterday's candle was really nice. The only reason I didn't buy on it though, because I already bought some over here, but the only reason I didn't buy more is because it's just like there's just not enough info in this chart yet. It just needs more time. Like, it's not fair to be like, oh, that's gonna go down more, or it's not fair to be like, oh, that's gonna go up from that hammer. Like, it's like it honestly just needs more price action. But I do really like them for the long haul. Yes, take your profit. But what if my target was 122? But what if I'm so impressed that we move 2% in one day? Which again, I probably should just take the profits. If you sell it, XOM will go up. If you hold it, XOM will go down. Fuck, he's kind of right though. Starting small, yeah, I hear lots of good things, but I'm not a creative type. Oh, I'm not either. I think I'm the delusional type. Would you roll it to a cheaper option? Fuck no. But this might be the last chance you get at it going up more. Like for the all-time high. Because a lot of people are probably watching it for this reason. I don't think it's going to 126 that quick, but a lot of people really think this is going to start going up soon. Take some? No, you don't understand. This is the last one. So there's a part of me that's like, damn, that would be crazy if I got the early jump on this. And then this does keep going up more. Because that's what it feels like. It feels like I got into like a really good, insanely timed trade, and we're just waiting for it to go up more. And then I feel like your idiots are going to start buying today because they're going to see, ooh, big green candle making new high. They're going to see that and go, oh, time to buy. So I'm kind of thinking this gets like a gap up into a bearish, into a bearish hammer tomorrow if this does close like a green candle. Closing higher to like the higher side of its candle though. If it wicks down fucking all the way to 118.30, then of course obvious answer there. But if we get a candle that closes kind of similar to how this looks, I'm almost 90% sure tomorrow's going to gap up on this chart, and then it's going to be a bearish hammer, so it'll go up and then come back down. So it has that wick. So that's my thinking. Fig is going the wrong way? Yeah, you're not lying. Fig is 100% going down the wrong way. Talk to Jay said double down, you little demon, you. That little, or that I don't know why I said little. You didn't even type little. That 43 level trying to make a shelf on Fig. Yeah, there's a reason it's in the best shit ever watch list. Some of the brightest minds of Bueller Buys have all liked this chart, or liked the company. We're still trying to like the chart. He is right there. There is a couple days sitting in the same spot. Alright, I'll just hold that one then. I do need to get off that chart though, because I need to quit thinking about it. Just gonna set that and go away. Ew, all those dotted lines. Ew, ew, ew. Ugly. Alright, there we go. We'll move this back to SPY small time frame. I guess I'll delete these so these aren't like hard to look at. And how is everybody in the stream? Be sure to drop a like on the stream if you haven't already. From what I'm told, it's supposed to help out the channel. But I just like to see the number go above 20. Thank you guys, by the way, for already doing that today. Targeting 123. Yeah, I think I'm going to target 122 and then just get out when it hits. I have a level like 122.60 or something, or whatever that number was. I think it's like a monthly emerging or something. I honestly can't remember. Good basing here on SPY, though, trying to hold the 50% of the previous day. Looks like it happened in 2022. At no one point it closed the bank account. I got kicked from another server because they couldn't take a payment. I wasn't using Discord then. Back now I'm using Active Trading. I don't remember if I ever bought a membership. Definitely bought a class. Yeah, it looks like you got the course. I do see that. I mean, it's in our DMs. Like, you don't even need to show me that. I could see it. Which I'll just send you an invite to that thing. Here. I've moved my courses from that stupid Teachable site that like charges me to this now. So now I could just like I honestly I haven't even sold courses in a long time because I haven't really been marketing them. But you could join that. Actually, you're about to be the 100th person in there. I think you are the 100. Yeah, you'll be 100th person in the BB course server. Which, again, if there's anybody in here who previously paid for it or owns it or you're a lifetime member in my server, you literally have access to this. And there's plenty of, like, places that you could have, like, accessed it. But if you have never heard that before or you've never seen that before, just ask me for the link and I'll send it to you. If you're someone who's looking to pay for it, I've actually haven't sold a course in forever. I used to charge them for like hundreds of dollars, but I'd probably sell access for like $100 if somebody wanted it. Welcome, Project V. You're officially the 100th person. Which actually, there's actually a lot more course owners than that, but a lot of people downloaded it from Teachable the first couple times I uploaded them. But welcome. That's where all your stuff is that you paid for probably before. That's probably the classes or courses you paid for. Actually, it has a lot more extra shit than you probably paid for now. If you look, it has Course 1, Course 2, the Trading Strategies channel. I have it both in the main server and this server because that's how important of a channel it is to me. The digital download, which has like the Candlestick Handbook. It has the different like PDFs we posted. I probably should put the FOMC trading guide in there. But yeah, some cool stuff in there. And then BB Theory. So, which again, I pride myself in how good this playlist is. I mean, this is like one of the best playlists I think I've ever made. That I'll ever make. But definitely check some of that stuff out now that you have your access again. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. And I guess it's fair enough we give him all the other shit for free since he got banned 2 years ago randomly and we still have no clue why. But welcome back. Glad to have you. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them out. Yo, what's up, Rigney? Dropped in to hit the like button. Rigney, I didn't DM you about the XOM swing, by the way, because I was doing a full day stream, basically, and I was just tired. I didn't even think about messaging you, honestly. But I did post it in my channel. But I am sorry, because I did tell you I was going to DM you. Dropped in to hit the like button. Gary, you're a real one. Thank you for that. I hope you have a great day, Gary. You were in the bathroom when I posted it? Wait, so you did get it or didn't? Because now you're making me think you were on your phone. CoreWeave is down 14% off of earnings. I didn't even see that. That is nuts. Rest in peace. Sheesh. Bro, when y'all had me chart this, we were like down here. It's actually done the craziest shit and then actually came all the way back down again. All in that amount of time. Like, I'm pretty sure this is where I charted it. It's actually done so much in that amount of time. Those recent candles aren't looking too hot. It looks like it wants some more downside. 84.40 is the next level on my chart. That is insane, though. That is indeed down 14%. Good looks, Mike. Eagle Eye. Oh my god, I keep doing it. Unlink this one. Link this one. Meta is kind of a crazy chart. I don't know if you guys all looked at Meta yet. Meta's kind of insane looking. Bro, with the chart this small, where is that setting? What? I guess that's the only one I have. But yeah, they had their hammer, 50-50 candle, kind of a reset candle. It's an inside bar right now. They're pretty low compared to their other weights, the other big weights in the market. So is Microsoft. So these are two good ones to watch, or even the opposite. It might be the opposite way. It might be you need to be watching all the other ones because if the other ones start pulling back, or Microsoft and Meta just early. So we don't know. But it is kind of interesting to see that because they are very far off their peers. It's not even close. Hey, Mikey. Thank you guys again for all the likes on the stream. Seriously. Very highly appreciated. Happy for Cheap Tastic today, too, man. He fucking killed it. All on his own. No hand-holding. Nobody did anything for him. He just showed up, kicked ass, and said, see you later. And there's that move up we see on SPY so far. Nothing super crazy yet, but it is just impressive that we're seeing that hold of the 50% level there, that red level. And then now seeing a move back above 680, which is a pretty damn important level. 680 has been a very directional level. It's almost decided direction for almost 3 weeks now. I think it's about 2. But we're pushing towards 3. Make sure to tune in to, or join the Discord if you guys aren't ready or aren't already. Even if you don't have a membership, there's plenty of just really cool people to talk to in there. If you're interested in joining the channel, even, it's like super, super cheap. But yeah, check it out. Visit the community, all cool stuff like that. If you guys want any free playlists, there's actually a shit ton over here. I would highly recommend looking at Welcome to BB first, just because it does have like kind of our more updated stuff and everything that's old and new kind of put together in one playlist just to kind of catch anybody up or maybe be a refresher for somebody who's been here before, you know, just stuff like that. But this is a really good playlist for anybody who might need that if you're new or, like I said, somebody who's been here before and you just need that refresh. This will be good for you. Again, you don't need to watch literally every video, but just skim through it, see which ones you want to look at. Check that out, though. Mikey ain't here. He's at work. Of course he is. Dollar Tree made it back to the gap it fell from. I did see that. And Dollar General went back up more than I thought they could have. Finally got something off that SPY long. I put up a effing stinker today. Hope everyone is having a good day. You too, Nomley. And honestly, Benny, I want to give you some props. I do. I know I probably shouldn't be giving you props because you made some mistakes today, but there is some light at the end of this tunnel. Man, you don't understand how many people I've seen come and go in this chat and different chats, like hundreds, right? The people who don't say this shit out loud are the people who end up quitting within the next 6 months because they can't take it, right? If you just sit there and you cover up into a ball and you hide and you never say anything out loud, you never try to communicate with anybody in here, it's almost like defeating the purpose of why you're even here. It's like, you don't need us if you're not going to talk to us, So I'm actually super proud of you for coming in here and typing something like this, because that's not easy. It's not easy to be like, damn, I fucking lost a trade today, or damn, I lost money today. Like, people don't want to come in here and be like, guys, I lost today. Look how I suck. Like, that's how it feels to people when they do that. So I highly respect you for coming in here and just keeping it real. Also, you gave me some credit too. Thank you. But that's very cool of you. And then now hearing you catch like a little win there, very, very cool. And then you're still wishing other people success. Like, very, very cool of you. I know a lot of people who would just, be very bitter about it and be like, fuck everybody, and I hope fucking all of you lose, and this and that, and I'm having such a fucking bad day, that, just, it's horrible. So, I am happy to see you do still, even through a red day, or through some bad moments, have, your head held high. I think that speaks levels more than it does about your loss. Good shit, though. That's my boy, Benny. That's my boy. We're about to hit the gap down 50%, guys, for the second time today. All it took was going down and hitting the 50% of the previous day. We almost didn't even need 680, which is crazy, because going into today, I would have told you 680 is the most important level. But it's funny how we're using two different 50% levels now. I mean, technically all of these levels are, but it's pretty cool. Mara at a previous week control point. Let me check that out. I don't know what that's drawn, so I'm just going to delete it. Here's the previous week. God, I'm like yawning all over the place now. It's a weird spot for the Mara chart, because there's like a pretty good like support here, probably on the weekly. I mean, probably better to draw that one on the daily. Whatever that is right here. Low of the move, the top of the last red candle. Probably that one right there. It did reject the previous week, 50%. But it's down in there in the short-term demand. I don't know if I can call that short-term demand. I just think we'll just call it demand. It's been a while since we've been there. But it is in a spot where things could get interesting. Good eye. And we're post-earnings, which I fucking love that, because I cannot stand trading into earnings. This is a really good spot where some more... I'm not even going to just say volume, but just movement could occur. More movement could happen from this highlighted area. Good looks, though. Good looks. Let me add this to something so I don't forget it. Because I do a great job of going over a ton of charts, but then I end up forgetting some of them. But if I at least put it on a list, it will get seen. Oh, it already was in that list. Okay, perfect. And then we can, because I'll go through my scanner list first, and then I go through, like, all my other lists if I'm trying to find swings. So I will eventually bump my head into it. Good looks, though. Mike. Mike always coming up with some good ones. Point of decision. Oh, that's what you probably meant. Would you say 1480 to 1525? 1480. Okay, so a little bit, kind of the middle of the highlighted area that I drew. All right, good. At least I got that marked. At least I got that going. What's up, Nam Lee? be? How did you know today would be fucked? Was it just because yesterday moved a lot? It wasn't just because of yesterday. It was because of the last 2 sessions, to be honest with you. Friday moved a fuck ton. You gotta remember, it opened here, dipped, picked back up, and then it closed higher. Then you're telling me the next week we gapped up this amount and then went up even more? Like, I'm serious when I say, like, read my notes. My notes are good for, like, almost a week each time in my Levels and Swings channel. I don't say that to be like, I'm an egotistical piece of shit. Like, everything I say works, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I'm saying it because it really helps me a lot. Like on this one. Oh, wait, it was not that one. It was the one before. In this big post here, I talked about how, like, we're kind of looking to see, like, yeah, we should go up. But I'm pretty sure I stated in that post, too. I was only expecting to gap up to, like, 674, maybe 677, right? Like, I had lower expectations than that, right? We went through 674, through 677, pretty much at 677. And the level that we were having so much problem with, right, like, to break, and then the level that we ended up having easy problems with, you know, it went from, like, is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? Is it going to hold? We kind of need to use this to see if it's going to break or not. It finally broke. And then we got more rejection. And so now I'm using that context of all that stuff. The reason that's why I'm repeating it. Because now we're kind of, like, bumping our, like, we're kind of looking for, like, bumping our head price action after this Friday. That last Friday. We're kind of looking at, like, a candle to go up and just hit something. So whenever we had this day happen and then it went up more, that instantly indicated to me, like, okay, well, if tomorrow moves, I'll be fucking shocked, you know? Like, I'll be damned if today would have moved. I would have been so surprised. And that's also, we talked about it at the end of the stream, too. That's also why I went into the XOM chart, and that's why I posted an XOM swing, because I know that not everybody's going to be looking at energy. Everybody's going to be looking at tech. So if the market looks like it's going to pull back more or not have a crazy day like we thought, there's going to be sectors that aren't as popular that are going to go up. So you could even take advantage of that information, which is funny because I said at least one of your sectors from energy, staples, and healthcare would go up, and actually all 3 went up today. So that's pretty crazy. So there's a lot of money being moved away from tech and discretionary and all these other sectors that are keeping us up. Which I guess in turn is still keeping us up, just not as high because, of course, tech weighs the most. But that was my main like process behind that. Of course, when I'm doing that too, Benny, I'm like, essentially it is guessing, but it's like educated guessing. And on top of that, I'm trying not to defeat the purpose of trading either. Like, even if I'm sitting here saying today should be an inside day, I'm still not going to let that try to stop me from taking trades from 680 because I know 680 is important, right? So let's say today didn't gap up anywhere near this, you know, then I wouldn't probably be trading as much. But there's going to be some movement around 680 still. So, I mean, you can still take that level and try to catch something, but it just might be minimal is what we have to kind of be thinking about because, again, we moved so much on Friday. We gapped down, right? We closed here, gapped down, dropped, picked back up, closed higher above that close, which is crazy, by the way, to do all that in one day. And then over the weekend, we see that. And then Monday, crazy open. Because, again, from those notes, we talk about it. Like, we're kind of looking to see if we're going to bump our head against this. And I think I even say it. I think I even say from 674, let's see where we go. Because that'll kind of decide, okay, if we reject this, we're going to go down more. If we get above this, we should go hit 680 pretty quickly. And that all happened in one day. Like, the thing I had set for a whole week, like, that was my plan for y'all for the week. I wanted to go hit this above 674 this week. Not in one day. That's crazy. So, me taking that from my own plan's context, I'm instantly going to be like, well, today shouldn't do shit then. And if it does, I'm going to be even more surprised. Which might even stop me from, you know, catching that trade. But it might also stop you from catching a risky trade. So it's not something you should do all the time, but you really got to use your context clues. Like right there, it was just like we moved so much. You know, I'd be surprised. Plus, we do have very important data coming out Thursday and Friday. So the fact we already moved this much on Monday kind of squeezes how much time we have left. It's really like today and tomorrow are the only days we can move before the data comes out for CPI and PPI. So that's another thing too. But yeah, sorry, that was kind of a long answer. You probably weren't looking for that long of an answer. I'm sorry, Benny. But hopefully that was helpful. Let me know. I don't want you to think it's just because we moved a lot. There are a bunch of other things that come into play with that, of course, but that was my thought process. Not just knowing, oh, today might not be great, but also like being able to catch something from that. And don't get me wrong, there were still some good scalpable trades under today's open, under 680 towards the previous day halfway point. But as you can see, like all three times this came down here, not counting this one yet, but all three times this came down, they didn't actually even get to the halfway point. They stopped right before it every time. So that almost indicates to me that this isn't like the strongest of seller moves that we're seeing. Yes, there's some big red candles happening. Yes, there's some nice clear directional moves happening, but it's not the strongest of sellers. You know what I mean? Even right here, they wicked up again, if you do want to count it. HPE down 4.4%. Good question, though, Benny. Thank you for asking that, because I know some people, regardless of being frustrated or not, like of making a mistake or not, like you should still want to learn on why you should avoid days like that. And it's not to like stop you from trading more. Like as you see, I took it as an opportunity to find a different sector. You know, look at energy, look at healthcare, look at staples. Like you could even do that if you wanted, or just take it as a sign of like, okay, I don't need to maybe trade today, but let me still try to get a mental rep. You know, because if something happens without me wanting to take risk, I still want to be able to learn from it. You know. But good question though, Benny. And again, thank you for like asking that and talking about it in this manner, because I think some people would just get frustrated and just have a really bad mood about it, but you seem to be having a very good head on your shoulders about it just to kind of get around it without being so frustrated, which is so easy to do. I mean, you guys see me get frustrated all the time. It's only human. Well, I paid market tuition today, so I need to learn, or I just wasted money. That's funny. Damn it! I paid for this class. Very easy to do. Yeah, I agree. I think it's easy as fuck to get frustrated. So I think it's very important the way we talk to each other. Not just to me. I mean, we could probably treat me a little rough, but like the way we talk to each other in here and in the chat, like it's very important because you don't have no idea what's happening on the other side of that screen. Like Benny could be losing his mind right now, right? He could be frustrated as all hell, right? But he's going about it a really good way. Even if he is frustrated as shit, I wouldn't even be able to tell, like, because he's just going on about it in such a good way. And I hope more people take that as like an example of how they should treat things. Because imagine you just got frustrated, you didn't learn anything, and then you just made the same mistake again. Like, how pissed do you think you're going to be that second time if you were pissed for the first time, you know? Trying to fill the October gap. Look, or I almost said look. Good looks by Mike. It sucks we can't have a birthday stream this week, man. My birthday falls on Saturday, not Friday. No Saturday stream. If we did a weekend stream, we would not be looking at charts. I'll tell you that much. I already know what I'm having for my birthday dinner, too. It was planned weeks ago. My grandma is like, hands down, like one of the craziest cooks ever. And when she makes beef ribs, oh my god. Beef ribs and her homemade fried chicken. Oh my god, bro. I wish y'all could smell it. I wish y'all could smell the ribs that I'm gonna eat this week. Mm. Yeah, grandma cooking always hits, dude. My grandma's so good at cooking. I really do have like the stereotypical my grandma's good at cooking grandma. I have a very small family now, so like a lot of people have died. We've had a lot of people like commit suicide. Like we've had a lot of death in my family. It's not even it's almost a laughing matter at this point because it's so much death. So it's really nice when she visits and we get to eat and shit. Plus because like I'm not joking. Like you know how you like when you eat and you feel like bloated because you've been eating too much, bro. Like when you eat her food, like you get that way really quickly because you're eating so much so quickly. But you're almost at this point where you're like I don't give a fuck. I'm breaking past this barrier, and you just keep eating, and you're gonna regret it later. But oh my god, it's just how good it is. One minute I'm challenging how much food I can eat. The next day you're like begging to God, why did you eat so much? You know, it's like why did I do that? Oh, it's just so good. I've always wondered, what are you guys more into? Because I'm a little weird on this, but if you guys were to like have a cake or cupcakes or a cookie, like what would you have for your birthday thing? You know, people, you know how cake's like the usual thing. Well, what is your thing? Because I'm weird. I always like want like a cookie cake, or I always want like cookies. I don't know why. I have to know. Like, am I truly the minority in this? What is up, Rafsan? Sadiq. Sorry if I abused your name. I did not mean to. Let's be honest. I can't even speak my own first language correctly. Office closed due to Veteran Day. Awesome, man. I'm glad you got a day off. But the market is open. Decided to play with a same day. And parallelly, I suck. See, I suck at reading English. Listen to someone nice. Glad that I'm here. The stories and commentaries are amazing. Dude, that is a fucking awesome comment. That might be new comment of the day. Thank you for that, man. That was actually such a cool ass comment. What made you click on my channel, though? Like, I had to have said some pretty crazy shit in here while you were in here. Dairy Queen ice cream cake, hands down. Wait, do I need to Google this? Am I, like, in the dark on this? Actually, I feel like I have had that Oreo cake before. He said hands down. He was confident with that one. Peanut butter cake. I can't hate because I genuinely love peanut butter. But a whole peanut butter cake, that's interesting. Carrot cake is my jam. Nice. Other than that, I don't like cake. She said peanut butter cake too. Y'all actually both said peanut butter cake. I thought I saw peanut butter typed a lot. No way, dividend. You are welcome, dude, and yes, somehow you pronounced it right. Hey. Hey. We take those. Well, thanks, man, and good for your gains, man. Happy to see you are killing the market, and thank you for that nice comment, for real. That was actually super cool. I'm so used to, like, trolls coming in here and being a piece of shit, but that was actually, like, the coolest comment ever. KMX down to 2011 levels. Interesting. I know, Mike. You keep spamming KMX. You keep saying it. You're going to make me buy it. Mike's got this, like... I swear Mike works for the FBI or something. Like, they, like, taught him classes on, like, how to, like seed something into someone's head over a long period of time. And he figured it out, man. He just says it a couple times, and it sits there. Yo, you're not lying. We are actually... That's under 2020. Holy... He's not joking. We're in 2011 on those levels. Which, if I had to throw up some levels, let's just see what it looks like. You know, let's just take a gander. Out of respect for Mike. I don't know if that's an emerging candle. It didn't really look like it, but we'll throw it up in there anyway. Bear with me. I'm just throwing up some very, 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 very basic levels. I probably should have done it like that. I should do this. Let's get a range. So it's like that high, and this is kind of like the high before the hammer. There. And then probably draw the fib from that. That's not what I wanted. From this day's close to this day's open. I love how I edited the gap fib now, by the way. Or I call it the gap fib. It's literally just Fibonacci. The fib. I love that it's just the 50% now. You grab your point, gets you another point. Bam! The main level you need. Cinematic. Dividend, what you think about STLA for the dividend? Yeah, dividend, what do you think about that? Mike is waiting patiently for your answer. I'll find a photo and send it. Hold on. Same cakes, same... Yeah, you and Garden actually did have, like, super similar entries the other day, and now y'all have peanut butter cake answers lining up. Actually, I'm just going to Google it, man, because I have to just visualize what this even looks like. I love peanut butter, though, so I doubt I wouldn't like it. I almost assumed that I would just instantly be like, yeah, this is pretty damn good. Moist peanut butter cake. Peanut butter is pretty damn good, man. Peanut butter pie? That sounds pretty insane, too. KMX looking like the next Carvana? Or is that wishful thinking? I don't know, man, because I said Carvana was a piece of shit, and then it did what it did, so I can't even hate on CarMax. I can't sit here and make the same mistake twice and say, no, I won't do that. Like, I might as well sit here and say that's very possible. Wishful thinking. Coincidence? I think not. This is a really good couple streams already this week. I'm not even gonna lie. This is like exactly how last week went. Like Monday, Tuesday were just like 10 out of 10 streams. Not just because of like plays called out or like what happened on the market, but just like I just felt like everybody was just locked in. From some random member we've never heard of up to people that have been here for like 5 years. Like it's kind of a vibe. I'm going to switch to the 5 minute on the right side chart, by the way, now, guys. I think it's time we stop staring at the 1 minute. It's never healthy to have that 1 minute up for too long. See if we get another rejection of 680 here, which could bring another move down towards that red level. Which, again, if we ever see that tested and it breaks, that should bring some more clear red candles instead of all this red, green, red, green, red, green. We're just in a part of the chart where it is indecisive, so that's why you're getting all that green, red, green, red, green. You're getting all the back and forth. Also, we're kind of expecting to have a not as exciting day just due to how much short-term movement has been had, and literally just 2 sessions. Friday and then today. I literally had buys on Carvana at $7 that didn't get picked up, and I just walked away thinking I missed the boat. Oh my god. Dill picker. Wait, what? Dill pickle flavored sunflower seeds. Anybody? I feel like I wouldn't hate that. Just because they're sunflower seeds. Yes, sir. Scan. Don't stare. That would be a good ticker to have for the month of April. Usually pays every year in April. You're talking about KMX? You're answering Mike, right? Dill pickle flavored chips for the win. Okay, Alexis isn't sitting alone on it. Oh, for STLA. Thank you for reminding me. I was like, what are y'all talking about? What's up, Brigney? You playing hooky today? Look at Dividend Bull, man. He went to bed at a good time 2 days in a row. Look at him not really fixing his sleep schedule. That's just how he has to do it because he actually works late. But look at him sacrificing to be here in the stream. Bandit style. Grab it before the X dividend. He says, no, I don't like this chart, though. Mike's like, well, I already picked up 1,000 shares, so deal with it. Did y'all see my LW chart the other day? I should really extend these zones. Because that's kind of hard to look at. LW, don't sleep on it. Shout out potato producers. Price is above 680. We'll see if we get any movement. Not really expecting it, but it would be cool to see something. Damn, dividends skipping work. That is so cool, man. I'm so proud of you, dude. Skipping work all day today. That's a true vibe. Andrew, please tell me you're in the stream. That's funny. I can't believe now after watching Naruto, I finally understand what Mangekyo Kevo means. Yeah, bro, that's his Kekkei Genkai. Sorry, guys. I was reading Discord for a second, catching up. How old do you have to be to watch Naruto? Figured I wait to watch with one of my kids. Oh my god, I never thought about that, dude. That is actually such a vibe. Watching an anime with your kid? That actually has to be so cool. How old do you have to be to watch it? I mean, are y'all watching just Naruto or Shippuden as well? I'd say probably, yeah, probably 10 or 12. Yeah, that's actually a good number. 10 or 12. Because it's not like it's like bad, like crazy violence when you're watching it. Like you do see people die, there is blood, but like you don't. Sometimes you almost don't even realize it when you're watching it because it's not like the most heavily animated blood ever. You know, like it's not like we're watching Demon Slayer and you're literally witnessing like a demon's head get cut off and there's blood flying everywhere. Dude, you're watching Pokemon Indigo with your kids? Fuck. Dude, I'm actually kind of jealous. That's so cool. I almost want to have kids now just to like watch anime with them. Which one is Pokemon Indigo? Is that the one with the League in it? Is this the one where he gets his ass kicked? Or is that in the next one? I don't even remember. There's only like 3 canon events I remember from Pokemon, like from the actual story. Indigo is the first season? Oh, okay, okay. That is very helpful. Yeah, I won't lie, when I was growing up, I remember when that Pokemon movie came out. The Mewtwo movie. Oh my god, bro. That movie growing up was like the craziest movie ever. That's so cool, though. Good for you, man. Watching Avatar next. Probably not for a few years. The Airbender, right? Not the blue people. I won't lie, Avatar's up there, too. Avatar's pretty good. I haven't seen it in forever, but Avatar's pretty freaking good. Ooh. Digimon after Avatar Yu-Gi-Oh! That and DBZ. You'd be happy to hear I finally finished the actual, like, canon DBZ. Because it's Dragon Ball, then I'm pretty sure it's Z, and then it's Super or something. Or maybe it's Super, then it's Z. I don't even remember anymore. I finally finished it all. Not like it took that long, to be honest. It's not really the longest anime. Not compared to what I've seen. It's like breadcrumbs compared to One Piece. The One Piece episode that came out this last Sunday, because it comes out every Sunday. Episode 1149. When Red Sack tonight, boys? I'll probably be down right after I'm done streaming FIFO, but it'll probably just be me and you. Because it's still, like, middle of the day for all of us. Maddie's actually working outside right now, I think. Or in a warehouse or something. And Andrew, I think, is actually at the office today. Yep, we could flirt more, yep. But yeah, I'm down to play. I'll have to check on my dog after stream, and then after that I'll be good. FIFO, did you see what I pulled? Oh wait, yeah, you did. Never mind, I'm stupid. I got excited like you hadn't seen it already. That fade on the backup account, that was crazy. Gotta run errands, damn. I'm not gonna lie, Maddie. It was so. It was like even without Andrew, it'd probably still be just as much fun. But like it was fun as fuck playing with you and FIFO on the same squad. I won't lie. I think every game I played with you the other day, though, it was just me trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Like I knew there was like a menu missing until you showed me that like menu that you could upgrade stuff. I was like, oh. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Did you see what I pulled? Where'd you post it? I never saw what you pulled from your trade up. I don't think I ever saw that. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I got to see what you pulled from that. Shadow Dagger's Autotronic Man. No. They did him just like they did me. Bro, I had one thing from the Kakri collection, and of course I hit the Kakri. It's like a 20%? Yeah, 20% to hit that, and I hit it, of course. I would have been cool with, like, literally any shit, like Flip Knife or whatever, or Nomad even, you know? Damn, I'm sorry. That actually hurts me more than what I pulled. How dare they? What was the other thing you pulled? Or was that the thing you were saying that you pulled? Man, for a second I thought you hit like another gold with that. That's crazy though. That was what I... Okay. Damn. Honestly, I figured you didn't get anything that great because you didn't post it in the thing, and that's kind of what I did. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a trade up, and then I didn't post the result because I was like, yeah, that was pretty shit. So I figured that same thing happened to you. It's pretty bad. Username posted on Twitter? Or is this the one I already saw? No, this is a new one. I remember this price action. I don't remember it going back up recently like that, though. I'll have to go look at that now. Damn, shout out to username. Sorry, I was typing. That didn't even look that bad? Damn. Shit. I feel like I've never even seen a pair of Autotronic Shadow Daggers now that I'm thinking about it. Some Autotronic butt plugs. And as much as I hate Shadow Daggers, they aren't as bad as CSGO since they took out the screen bug thing where when you pull them out, your whole screen fucking, like, moves. So at least they fixed that. Damn, it's already 11? Brother, since when? I don't know what it is, man. Whenever I have, like, a day where I don't have a swing to maintenance or, like, maintain or like, cover, the day goes a little slower. But when I have, like, a swing and I'm doing my, like, intraday stuff, like, I swear the day just, like, flies. Like, hours go by in what feels like minutes. FIBO, 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 FIBO. Honestly, those Battlefield servers probably don't know what to do when an American and Austrian load in at the same time. Just can't be contained. Yo, Rigney, if you join that gaming server, we'll be in there in a little. Me and Fipo. Me and Fipo-san. Fipo-chan. Small loss today, gonna play some CS. I respect it. You have work today still, right? No. Me and Fipo are playing Battlefield, yeah. No, Rigney can't play Battlefield. It would be cool to play a comp with Fipo, though, one day. Considering I've never played Face It and he has played Face It, it'd be kind of fun. Because I always have, like, people tell me, like, how good I am at the game, but then I keep telling them, I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I'm not shit. Like, I'm not shit compared to people who actually are good at the game. Fipo would say the same thing. I almost promise you he does. There's always a bigger fish. Like, Dividend probably thinks I'm pretty decent. But Fipo, in all honesty, would probably wreck me in a 1v1. So I don't even know how we'd be able to even do a 1v1, because you can't connect to me and I can't connect to you without either of us having insane ping. But again, like I said, I don't even think it would matter. But yeah, we're going to play some Red Sec. Also, did you see they finally fixed the bug, Fipo? They finally fixed the sledgehammer drone thing. That was what yesterday or last night's patch was. I mean, I had a lot more than that, but that was like the big thing that I saw. So we don't have to worry about that exact bug anymore. Just the other ones. I was a little impressed they didn't patch that quicker, though. Like, why did they wait to do that as part of a major patch? That should have just been done instantly. That was pretty insane that people were doing that. Well, SPY is trying to get above the gap down at 50%. We talked about how today's probably going to stay inside of the... I'll just switch this chart over and talk about SPY, and then we can end the stream. But today we talked about most likely staying in between the high and low of previous day just because of two things, mainly because of the amount of movement. Friday got a gap down. They went down, back up, and moved more. So they had a lot of movement that doesn't feel like it's displayed with that candle as well as it could be. And then you got another gap up and some more movement yesterday, which more movement than that was anticipated. So it kind of leads us to the conclusion of today probably not being that great. Also, today is a holiday, Veterans Day, so equity market wasn't closed, but there's a lot of banks that are closed. Your loan offices are closed, shit like that. So really big deal there. So not really surprised that it wasn't super, super exciting, but I'm still glad we got to do this stream and go over a bunch of cool different things in between. Shout out to my XOM swings. Anybody in here, my XOM swingers, good shit. Proud of you. And I'm also kind of happy we didn't have to hold that super long. We literally just held it less than a day, so super cool. But I'll let you guys know how the runner does on the rest of that. I'll probably just have like a runner stop loss kind of thing on it, like a trailing on it, but we'll see. Besides that, though, I think I'm done here for the day. I think I'll go ahead and end it there. Also hope some of you enjoyed some of the sector rotation talk. I don't really have time to go in there and cut it out of the stream, but I hope some of you were here to experience it or be here to listen on some of it. Even on boring price action days, we try our best to at least go over some stuff and just, you know, have something to at least talk about. Instead of just sitting here and complaining about how the market's not moving and all that stuff, you know, we can be productive in other ways. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you guys again for all the likes. Thank you guys again yesterday for over 50 likes. That was honestly insane. I'm still impressed by that. Thank you for just showing up at all. I know a lot of people didn't even need to be here today. Some of you probably just want to go enjoy your day off. And yeah, but I'll see you guys later on. Thank you guys again for the stream. I don't think I'll have a swing for you today just because I'm going to stick to my rule of, you know, not taking a swing every single day. So we had one yesterday, so I'll try to avoid one today. And I'll look again today and tomorrow just to kind of see what's warming up, what isn't. And if we see anything, we'll post it. But yeah, so thank you guys again. Remember, we have CPI and PPI on Thursday and Friday. See you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.